Okay, so this is our 2-day follow-up since we delivered the mouthpiece. And give us an update of what you felt since you've had the mouthpiece and what are the changes.
The vision and the headache and the nerve pain are the most revolutionary, noticeable improvements. Before getting the improvements, I wasn't able to like pinpoint the bad about it, but now after having the relief and when I had to take it out for eating and the bad stuff returned, then I could really identify what the bad was.
Like what?
So the headache was a really tight band under the eyes and to the temples, tight behind the eyes, over the eyebrow, and it would make me like furrow this little area, and it would make me squint, and when the mouthpiece goes back in, it instantly goes away. It's just like pop, like when I pop it in, the headache pops out, and it's awesome. And the nerve pain that I noticed creeping in pretty quickly after taking the mouthpiece out, the initial nerve pain I felt it feels like this little like fingering or kind of web that like starts right here, and then these nerves go and they start to just kind of take over and just and they're just really horrible, and they just kind of infect me. They like, I don't know, it's really hard to explain. So that kicks in, and then when the mouthpiece goes back in, that one gets resolved pretty instantly too. And those just like, they just calm down and they just kind of go away. My vision, before I said it was just bad and I couldn't really comment why, and now I know why. So I said it was light sensitive, and that was true, but it also, okay, so when the mouthpiece is out and my vision is bad, I concentrate on the lower third of the field of vision. I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's less movement, fewer objects, and fewer things to look at, but I always am only looking at the lower third of the world. And I remember if I'm around people, I used to always have a hard time making eye contact, and if I were having a coffee date with a friend, I would be barely making eye contact, and then I'd shift around and then try to make eye contact, and then I'd go somewhere else. And I felt so rude, but I just couldn't. It was like painful or hot or difficult, or I don't know, and that had something to do with this, I think. And the squinting from the headache might be part of this eye thing too, maybe trying to not let light in. And it's a difficulty to focus, but it's not blurry, it's more like scratchy. Like the vision is really like scratchy, like if you were to tune a radio in and you can't find a station, and it's really like hard to find something. That's what the vision is like. So the mouthpiece like clears that up, and it's amazing and awesome. And then I was noticing too, when it was out and I was trying to leave my hotel to go get some food because I had to take it out before food to let my muscles get used to chewing or something. I was trying to leave my hotel room, and I was like getting my keys and getting my hotel key and getting organized to leave, and the mouthpiece was out, and I was getting really stupid and unorganized, and I couldn't think straight and forgetful, and that was what I'm like a lot of the time, I think, because that nerve pain is taking over, and I'm just like, maybe that's all I can concentrate on, and my whole mental awareness and processing is jumbled, and that was coming back, and that's the feeling I used to get at home, and I would just want to hurry up and get my task done so then I could lie down again and be still. And so I was feeling that when the mouthpiece was out.
And what happened once you put the mouthpiece back in?
It's like when those pains in my head calm down and there's clarity in my head and everything is just like my vision and headache and the nerves let go. When this is the one that caused the most problem. When those nerve pains let go, I'm able to like breathe and calm down, and then I can think straight and everything's great. So then I can actually like, oh, here's my keys, here's my purse, and then I'm fine. So those were the big things I noticed in the last couple days. I mentioned my head is fused, so I've lost rotation in my cervical vertebrae. So when I drive, I have to get all my rotation from my upper body. So I look over my shoulder and turn my whole torso to look for cars in traffic. And it used to be quite a bit more tight and harder to turn, and I'd really have to like dread it, like, oh gosh, I have to change lanes, I have to look over my shoulder. And in the last day, it was looser, and I wasn't even thinking about it. It was just like, and I just had more movement in this rotation, and it just happened easier. And then I was like, oh wow, that was easy, and I just drove on, and it was just like, wow. So I think all that muscle loosening has just really done a lot in all this area. So that's awesome. One thing, I don't know if I'm imagining this, but I feel like when the mouthpiece was out, my eyes kind of sunk back into my head, and the dark circles in my eyes got darker. And then when I put the mouthpiece in, my eyes, after several minutes, my eyes started to like come back to life and like get closer. I don't know if that's true, but it kind of felt like it. And then the other thing is, the very first night I slept 10.5 hours, and it was like deep, awesome, oblivious to the world around me sleep, just super duper sleep.
And how did you feel in the morning?
Rested, and whole body rested, brain rested, everything. Because a lot of my life before getting here, my sleep, I would wake up in the morning and it just felt like maybe I got that half sleep or not really sleep, just kind of thought I was asleep but not really because my body's still, and this was different. This was like, oh, I slept. It was awesome.